it strikes me and it strikes our government that there's three things Canadians can do about climate change. You can focus on, you don't have to focus on just one of these, by the way, but here are the three things, principal reactions to climate change. One is to focus on adaptation. You know, the Premier Pazlowski from Yukon will tell you there's a school he's got, a fairly new school, that's falling in on itself because of the permafrost melting. So have whatever debate you want about where climate change comes from or whether it exists. Talk to the premiers of the territories and they'll tell you they're living it every day, and our country does not focus enough on adaptation as one of the responses to climate change. So that's number one. Number two is that we would reduce our own emissions and impact our own behavior. We're 1.6% of global emissions, but you know, the work should be expected of us as well. And the third thing, though, is technology, focusing on the global challenge, focusing on technological innovation that will actually solve the problem in the medium and the long term. We believe in Saskatchewan that our time is better spent, our public dollars are better spent focusing on the technological solutions, and so we've invested more than $1 billion in Boundary Dam 3. That's a carbon capture and sequestration project at a coal-fired plant in southeast Saskatchewan, many of you know well, near Estevan. BD3 will capture about 800,000 tons of CO2 this year, the equivalent of taking 200,000 cars off the road. And by the way, it's working. We had commission year challenges. They've been resolved by engineers at SaskPower, and it's meeting its nameplate capacity objectives. And we have been welcoming visitors from all over the world because we think, and they think, that it's probably a game changer. And do you know why they would think it's a game changer? It's because as of we speak here now, or I guess I'm doing the speaking, 2,400 coal plants are being built in Asia, principally in Asia, not only there. So here we are in our country, we're having this long protracted debate about a national carbon tax and cap and trade and fiscal instruments that may or may not hurt our economy at a time it could at least afford it, for 1.6% of global emissions. Meanwhile, 2,400 coal plants are being built. It's our view in Saskatchewan that we need to do all three of those things, but maybe our focus can be, with all of our wealth and all of our capacity for innovation, to solve the problem, to get to a transition energy that's cleaner, to clean up coal. That plant in southeast Saskatchewan, by the way, will burn coal about 3 times cleaner than combined cycle natural gas. BHP Billiton recently signed a partnership with our government with SaskPower. It's a $20 million partnership to establish the CCS Knowledge Centre. BHP's just signed a deal over in Beijing. They're going to look to apply CCS technology to the steel industry. These are solutions. And it might take a while to get there, but it's our view in Saskatchewan that's worth pursuing, the actual solution to the problem, and perhaps not endangering the economy that will have to pay for those solutions along the way.